Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and information on Path of Exile. And I've been away for a couple of weeks. That is because I've been switching from Windows to Linux and a couple other things that piled up on top of that. But now I'm back, so first up in the news that we gotta catch on is this Souza's Last Lament Lich, which is a build of the week video. It's very interesting. It utilizes the well-known Last Lament crossbow in conjunction with the Lich Ascendancy, which grants you the ability to basically not lose life while you have energy shield, and lets you shoot the crossbow for free without reloading. And yeah, the build's completely broken. It's really interesting. However, I will be very surprised if this survives 4.0 update, but we'll see. Still pretty cool build. And we also got some soundtracks for The Rise of the Beastle. You can also check the full playlist at the link here. It's on Camille's YouTube channel as far as I'm aware, so definitely go and check that out if you like to listen to these kind of tracks just like that instead of having it in the background of your game. And there's also been, well, basically this weekend, there's been a boss rush event at the Brazil game show. So yeah, maybe we'll see a little bit of video like we did for the last one. Still, it was the same event, just in a different place. So hopefully some people had fun with that. And we also got some boss wallpapers, starting with the Amora, pretty damn cool wallpaper, and going through a lot of other other bosses, of course, some more how do you say it, iconic, I guess, and some less so, but still pretty good. Check them out if you want. We also got a talent interview with Blair Chisholm, who's the voice actor for Tusion and Huck. So regardless if you play PoE 1 or 2, you definitely have something to watch here, or rather listen to, I guess. The interview is basically blubbering, but it's kind of interesting, and the voice is pretty damn nice, as you might already know. Still, there's been again a boss rush event at the Tokyo Game Show. It happened last week from the 25th to the 28th, and well, hopefully some people had fun in there as well, and we'll see if GG will actually make a small recap of this one as well. Also, we got another boss versus boss, and this time is a tag team fight, because we got Zelina and Zolin against Elswith and Wulfric. I mean, not gonna lie, this fight is basically a clusterfuck. Also, this makes me wonder, where did the Exiles Royale go? Hopefully we're gonna get some of that sooner rather than later. And we also got another fan art competition, this time for Path of Exile 2, of course. It's the first one for Path of Exile 2, and well, it's basically based on, of course, the new league, but it works for all of early access, including the recent third edict content update, of course. Basically, it's about PoE 2 as a whole, and as always, multiple submissions are welcomed. It's still art, so no videos, but it does allow paintings, drawings, model creations, and something like that. Also, AI generated content, as always, will not be accepted, so be sure to actually make your own thing and not just create that with AI, as that is not really making art, well, at least for now. And this run hosted another invitational event, and this one was a race where people competed in a group of 3 to clear Act 4, and it was pretty interesting, thanks to the revive mechanics and some other mechanics in place. So yeah, hopefully we're gonna get some highlights of those. I've seen a couple of snippets here and there. It was definitely an interesting race. I mean, definitely more than playing it, for me at least. So yeah, you can probably find more on Zizon's YouTube channel, maybe on Twitch. And the event was casted along Race QT, as often happens with this show. So kind of an interesting event, definitely a different one than we see as usual, I guess, and on PoE 1 as well. So yeah, hopefully we're gonna get some more oddballs like this, because they're definitely interesting just for the novelty. And we got a major patch, the 0.3.1 patch, rebalancing the endgame, even though we are middle leagues, and this has been huge for GGG and for the community. And well, for the community it's big because GGG is actually listening to us, and they have removed the towers. Like, that's amazing. That's a very big one. And well, the thing is, towers are still there. You can still go and do them, and you will get some radius on the Atlas, but they're not needed to use your tablets. You can now use tablets for every map, and the tablets just have uses, basically how, for example, scarabs would be, except you have a scarab that has like 15 uses or something like that. So that is pretty interesting. Well, a lot of things have been rebalanced due to that, to grant basically the same loot, just divided literally differently, and some map sizes have been reduced. These are all the maps here that have been reduced. This is also pretty good. I mean, no one likes to play massive, huge maps. Though, just kidding, someone probably does like that, but definitely not the vocal part of the community. So as a result, we got some maps reduced, and as a result also is that now every map, this is mostly a result of the towers disappearing, every map contains a boss. Now this is pretty big because it's become very much like PoE 1, where you go and kill the boss to complete the map instead of killing the rares. GGG did a thing though, like kind of swept under the rug the fact that when they added the map icon for the boss, they removed the icons for the yellows, and yeah, some people got mad about that because the problem is that all of the loot literally lies into the rare monsters, to the point that players were just running from yellow to yellow and just killing them, and regardless of how much you've cleared the map, once you've killed the rares, you just get out of the map and the map's done. So yeah, I think there's a problem with loot that definitely has to be addressed there. I do like the fact that every map is a boss, as bossing builds are more interesting now, definitely more useful, rather than just having a boss every like 6 or so maps, because that's pretty much how my experience was. Still, definitely really good that GGG is listening to the community, is working their way through all of those. I mean, on one side I hope we do not just end up with the same system in PoE 1. On the other side, I think that PoE 1 has had like decades of development time, and there's a reason why the endgame looks like what it looks now. So yeah, it's gonna be hard for the developers of PoE 2 to actually make something different that works the same, even just a little bit worse, but yeah, definitely not an easy task. And well, we also got the first official race for the third edict, and this is going to be a kill Tavakai in Act 4, of course, solo self-found race of the Abyssal fixed layout environment. And the first race is actually 3 races. The first one is today. This news might be a little bit late on that one, I'm sorry about that. Still, there's one next week and one the week after, so if you want to participate, definitely get into those. Though let's be honest, if you are a racer and with a chance to win, you definitely know about this before really like listening or watching or whatever to my news. So yeah, there's that. And there's also a little bit of a reminder that this weekend we got the boss rush event at the Brazil Game Show, and we also got a Crowbell plushie. Now this is an interesting one. Not sure if I expected this boss to become the first plushie, but I guess that's easier than Torgal or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Not sure I like it that much, but it's still pretty cool. So yeah, if you want to know more about this, check the video, click the links, and see if you can get one. And we also had another talent interview. This time is Thomas Carroll, who's a musician and instrument maker, and this is pretty damn interesting. He's done some unique instruments, and it's Maori instruments. And yeah, this is definitely a very interesting interview, not just for the memes, but for some actual sounds that you might have not heard of, some really weird instruments that are definitely really interesting. So yeah, if you want to check one of the interviews and haven't had the time to do so, I'll start with this. Also, we got another, or a second, or a third, I guess, it's not the first one, but still, another build of the week. This time it's an Incinerate Chaos Damage guy, and well, it's pretty cool. It utilizes well, a couple tricks to basically fuel infinitely your Incinerate while getting volatility charges to boost your damage and managing them. I mean, it's pretty interesting. It's an acolyte of Chayula, so that's just more interesting, as many people have been kind of shitting on it. Well, to be fair though, it's mostly due to the darkness mechanic, which this build is not using for, well, obvious reasons, I guess. And yeah, it's definitely an interesting build. At least it's different. I haven't seen many Incinerate builds, although, to be honest, my only idea of Incinerate is still what was in PoE1 before they nerfed it, and before they nerfed the shotgun, and then they changed it and everything else. So yeah, this is just flamethrower build, which, to be fair, is actually really cool. So yeah, I guess that was all for this week's, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That was all. I've been your host Giorgio, and I'll see you guys the next time.